Welcome. This edition of Yojna specifically focuses on cinema edition and the important changes under the artificial intelligence and its collaboration with human creativity. So, with languages, decisions, and refinements with artificial intelligence, the way the things are organized, analyzed has been drastically changed, and therefore, one of the integral elements now is creativity. With better creativity and use of artificial intelligence, there can be a definite change in the expressions and the way the things have been brought. Okay. So there has been a difference, right? From what the original poet writes to where the AI would write, and again, there has been a distinct sense which explains how the language forms. However, AI actually cannot reach that articulation. So, even with the developments, if we say that poet has written these sentences, AI would write it in a more simplified and a more general way, rather. Okay, so there has been a key distinction, and this distinction specifically talks about the element of empathy, the element of touch that human elements and human creativity can bring in. So, this is where the creativity has been pushed, and creativity does not thrive through data, but it starts where the data ends and courage begins. That's what the basic idea is. Now, under the canvas of Indian cinema, there has been various aspects. So the first is introduction, where we talk about the Central Board of Film Certification, the visionary artist and their role, and then there is the regulators. Now, regulators started with the colonial censorship. This was before the independence movement. So there was an Indian Cinematography Act 1918 which established the board to serve colonial interests, and films like Bhakt Vidur was one of those where the nationalist films were banned. Then after independence there was a new Cinematography Act which was brought, and this was to balance the Article 19(1)(a) which talks about free expression with Article 19(2) which focuses on restrictions. Next, in 2017 came the digital governance, where online certification for tracking the applicants was released. A QR code certification was later released in 2019, which talked about detailed rating information. And in 2024, there was a major legal reform which talked about the certification anti-piracy laws. So, if we focus on how there have been changes in the major reforms, we will see that there has been constant major reforms for anti-piracy, certifications, accessibility, and priority screening, which is the fast track options that are required, and journalism, theater, medicine have been some of the major flows, right? The next is that artistic titans. Now there has been visionaries, filmmakers who have sacrificed the comfort for the artistic truth, and Ghatak's work has been one such one. Padma and the Titas, which was the Ghatak's ancestral bond with river Padma, shaped the cinema studio, and then Tita's Ekti Nadir Naam was one of the expressions that had occurred in the poetic cinema, right? Also, the main theme was around the culture, the human cost of sacrifice, nurturing and burdened women. And then there was another composer like Salil Chaudhary. He actually balanced the versatility and social activism. So his idea was, which was incorporated from his father, which was the Western classic. Then he included the Bengali folklores, and finally the protest music, which came from his activism. Also, pan India, there was a reach. Language was no barrier now. So Hindi and Bengali became the two major languages, and from Bengali to national anthem in Malayalam was another work. Then you had Bhanumati Ramakrishna. Bhanumati Ramakrishna, there was, she actually holded numerous awards ranging from Padma Shri, Rajyotsav Award by Karnataka, Filmfare Lifetime Award to Padma Bhushan. And she was a talent which was equally pioneer on the screen as an actor, as a singer, as a director, and as a writer, right? So those were some of the important developments under this. The next is there had been more than 100 works which have been celebrated with Salil Chaudhary, and a postage stamp was brought in his compositions tribute, right? And this was to support the most alive music that was recorded on this scene. So he was actually then you had another filmmaker, Raj Khosla. Now, similar to Salil Chaudhary, he was having a unique voice. He was a great singer, and Guru Dutt saw his potential as a director later. So he originated from Punjab. His first major hit was CID in 1956. Then there was the 78, where there was social powerful Main Tulsi Tere Aangan Ki, which was brought. And finally, he lost his life in 1991, and posthumously his postage stamp celebrating 100 years of Indian cinema was released. Bhanumati Ramakrishna, as we already told, had a multi-talent studio, founded the Bharani Studios, and was the first woman to write and direct, and she became the first woman in Telugu cinema to direct the film Chandrayani. The next was her legacy letters. So her artistic gift was beyond the screen. Na Jivati Katha, her honest autobiography, and Athagari Kathalu, which was her storybook collection, was very renowned, right? So her voice was basically known for amalgamating the western, the classical, the folklores, and the duet songs. And lifetime accolades includes numerous national recognitions, along with university honors, state honors that she received. So these were some of the important pictures in cinema. Then Guru Dutt. Guru Dutt was a major actor, director, and producer. Born in Kolkata, he lost his life early at the age of 39 years. His original name was Vasant Kumar Padukone, and he was known for works like Kagaz Ke Phool, Pyasa, Sahib, Bibi aur Gulam. And then there was a cinema journey that started when he was around 20s in 1940s, and that was his training under Uday Shankar, and then he joined the Prabhat Film Company. His masterpiece works we already discussed, and his core themes were his artistic talent, his struggle against the materialistic society. His films actually focused on the stories of loneliness, poetic realism, and lyrical styles were seen. And also there was light and sound, which was one of the important components, the visual components of his movies. Now, there was Dev and Goldie's brilliant film leads. They were actually the women who never had passive or ornamental styles, but they were always kind of courageous, sensitive, and empowered figures that were brought. So that was a kind of asserted agency with questioning norms and ethical clarity. Spirit, courage, moral integration, intellectual independence was some of the spotlights that were seen. Rosie in Guide, Alka in Kala Bazaar, Heroine in Prem Pujari were some of the versions. And then the complex theme revolved around self-discovery, battling depression, societal judgments, and moral dilemmas. And finally, there was a series of actresses that came into light, from Wahida Rahman to Asha Parekh and Hema Malini. The next is the Divyang Storytellers. This was a 10-day mobile filmmaking workshop where people from disability participated in Chennai. Low vision, hearing impairment, cerebral palsy, or mobility challenges. And then the workshop was done with the Indian Sign Languages interpreters, captions, adaptive skills, and devices. And there was a creative process of teamwork, patient monitoring, mentorship, and then the films were screened with successful accessibilities, confidence, and eagerness to continue around this figure. So, this was under the initiative supported by Rights for Persons with Disability under FTII. The next is there have been one of the major films which was Sholay, and beyond that, in 1975, there was a turbulent national backdrop. The Indian victory had reduced, the economic hardships, unemployment were rising, political tensions were more, and there were four major pictures which were brought: Diwar, Andhi, Choman Dudi, and Amanchu, and these were directed by the respective directors we have given here. The major roles of each of these, the themes and their details have been mentioned here. Then there was another series of cinema that was released, like Nishan, Jai Santoshi Ma, Palanka, and their directors. Some of them were devotional in nature, some of those were based on territorial disputes, and so on. So, if we see the role of women in Indian cinema, there had been a transformation significantly, because in 1913 there was zero female role. However, as of now, narrative drivers have 100% role. So, there has been a significant shift. Now, there was an exclusion to pioneers. The early cinema like Raja Harishchandra was excluding women entirely. This was broken by Durgabai Kamath and the performers like Nadia. Then there were studios like Prabhat Film, which started bringing women into the picture. And then Mother India was one such movie around 1940s and 50s, which was morally right and brought in a significant change. And then there were films like Bandhini, Earth, Nishant, Ankur, which were brought in. So initially there was a mainstream cinema and parallel cinema. The theme and the agencies around the parallel cinema increased significantly, and then the time of globalization and contradiction, there was a series and the shift in the kind of movies that were brought. There were idealized actresses which were brought under films like Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, DDLJ. Then there was raw realism which was brought under Bandit Queen, and new urban realities which were brought under films like Page 3, Chak De India. So there was a series of shift in the kind of women roles that were portrayed across the various movies, and there was again a thematic shift which brought in self-discovery, realism, and bringing in dignity power. Then there is another work of Avatar Krishna Kaul in 1974, which was considered as landmark for Indian cinema. And it was not just that the films with trains, but films of trains, which was very, very important. So, bringing in the father's choice, then being trapped in a railway job, bound by duty, and then there was a directionless movement. So that kind of protagonist trap was explained, and this was a metaphor of alienation, a directionless movement, and a drift which was seen. Also, there were masterpieces which were brought, which were tragic in nature. With visual and oral styles, there was a distinct way of presentation which was brought with the film industry. So those were about some of the major films in India, and this edition specifically focused on cinema and the film industry in India. We will be covering Yojana and Kurukshetra on regular basis in the coming days. So stay tuned for more updates from our side. Have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining.